So today we're going to ask the age-old question. A lot of people have been wondering what happened to that MHA KLAB game. Where has it been, and what happened since the last announcement? Because it has been ages. We are actually approaching the 1-year mark of when it first was announced to us that this game is actually a thing, and we're going to be, hearing stuff about it soon and stuff like that. And since then, we really haven't gotten much information. Today, we're going to be trying to ask that question, answer that question, and doing the best of my ability of what we know and everything we knew about this game at the point of when it was announced. So today, we're going to go through all of that, and let's jump into it and let's talk about it. So first thing, if we go off the aspect of gacha games, there are a few gacha games that we know that exist for the MHA IP. You have MHA TSH, a great game, sadly a game that will be shutting down pretty soon due to the fact that the devs just didn't give any care to the game. Beyond the 1-year point, there has been nothing added to the game. We are now approaching the 2.5-year mark, I think, or something like 2.5, 2 1/3, 1/4, I don't know, mark. And the game has not gotten out of content in 1+ years, which is absolutely a massive L. And the developer and whatever, it's just a fumble on every part. This game had so much quality and definitely one of my top games for when I played it. Absolutely outstanding. Beyond that, we have the MHA Ultra Rumble game. Now, this game that I'm talking about here has nothing to do with this. This is a full-fledged console freaking outstanding game. It is a battle royale. I don't even know how to describe this to you. Battle royale, MHA style, 28 players descend into the map and absolutely go at it. It is an absolutely fun game, like one of the most fast-paced games I've played in a little bit. For a battle royale that's like this, I've really enjoyed it. I genuinely enjoyed it. So highly recommend when this game does come out, you definitely check it out. It is going to be a blast when you play it, but that's also there. There is again the fighter game. We know about that. There is the Chibi Ultra Impact game. There is this. But what is the KLAB game? The KLAB game is this. KLAB acquires worldwide distribution rights for a new online game based on My Hero Academia TV anime series. So all we know originally in the 14 announcement, November 14th announcement, is that KLAB officially has the rights to publish a My Hero Academia game. Simply put, a game similar to what they've made, which is Bleach Brave Souls, a IP game, which again, for what it is at the time, this game is outstanding. I do hope that when KLAB releases this new game, it has a lot more quality and stuff like this. When this game originally released, it did great at the time, and it still has a die-hard fan base and whatnot. An outstanding game regardless. I'm not hating on the game at all. I'm trying to say for this time period, I'm hoping they give some really, really high quality things, because you have a game like Bleach Soul Resonance, and that game looks beautiful, absolutely beautiful. You have a game like Finding Path and other games like this, which if it's going off the aspect of a 3D gacha, I wonder what's going to happen. But simply put, we don't know what the gameplay is. It's KLAB's all we know. They acquired the rights for the game. Simply put, that's the one thing that they're doing, but beyond that, what happened? So all that we know, all the information that was given to us was KLAB will utilize its experience in IP-based game development and operation know-how, both in Japan and overseas, to develop and distribute this new game for fans of the series and players all over the world to enjoy. Progress on future development will be announced when available, right? They gave us this last statement, but that was almost a year ago. Since then, no additional information has been given to us. So what actually happened? There's many things that we can kind of speculate. First, they obviously are not working on the game most likely until they achieve the idea of having the rights to the game. So let's say that they started working when they got the rights. It takes a while to develop a game. And if you look at it, a lot of games recently have been developing for 2-3 years, finally reaching the point of announcements and releases. But what happened to this game? Well, it's only been a year, simply put. Remember, there's also this. KLAB acquires the rights to also distribute an online mobile game based on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Now, this was announced to you in January 2022. Now, look at this. This was announced to you in November 14, 2022. So you have to realize this was announced to us ages ago, absolute ages ago, and still till this day there's no sort of announcement of where the game actually is and what development pipeline the game actually is. There is nothing based on anything JoJo's Bizarre Adventure given to us from KLAB till this point. And now you can say in a few months that will mark the 2-year anniversary of this game being an idea to us, and since then there is no such thing of information or anything. So, if we were to go to that aspect of it, it may take us a very long time to actually see KLAB absolutely release this game or give us an idea of what gameplay looks like, mechanics look like, or anything, because they still haven't even gotten together what JoJo's is. And for this, they gave us a much better idea of their pipeline and their business plan. First, they're promoting the overseas game development support model. This model is defined by obtaining licenses for games from Japanese IP holders who are aiming to generate overseas revenue by developing games jointly with overseas developers. KLAB strives to expand the business, leveraging its current knowledge of relationship with IP holders and overseas developers. Through this implementation of this business strategy, KLAB will continue to promote and develop IP games for international audiences. So basically, their goal is to obtain a license, get the ability to actually go and develop these overseas, and then distribute the games globally, and that is their entire goal. KLAB is getting the license, giving it to a studio, taking care of it, and boom, that's going to be the entire thing. But since this point of this announcement for JoJo's, right? JoJo's being an absolute big IP. I don't even think they got a gacha game in a very long time. And then getting KLAB under their kind of publishing or whatever, handling the game, it is a massive freaking thing. But given there is no announcement till today on this game, I genuinely think we're going to have to wait a very long time before we hear anything from this game. No, it's not scrapped. No, it's not anything. But you're at a point where their original game, the game that they announced first, has nothing to show for it. They have nothing to announce. There is no talks about it. There is literally no news. If we go over here to the news area, and even in the investor area, if you already have, if you know about like how gacha companies give you ideas of what the investor thing looks like, and they have to say, oh, we have a game scheduled for this time. There is just no scheduling for anything KLAB has for 2023. So let's say that's the case. 2024, when we get into that part of it in the first half of the year, we might hear some stuff about what's going on. But usually when you hear stuff about a gacha game, it takes about 6 months to actually get you even close to registration or a release. So you're really at the point it may take you a very long time to see anything about that. So that is another thing to keep in the back of your head. But if we were to look at it, you just have the same games over here from KLAB in the absolute current news cycle. There is nothing beyond this of anything related to these new games. So you have to realize that we are months, ages, years maybe away from seeing anything more. But yes, as you can clearly see the MHA logo over here, this was the last time we had any information on said game. So simply put, to round out this video in a nice manner and to give it to you honestly, I hope that when we do see the game, we have a lot of quality to it. Gacha games these days are definitely very high quality. Yes, there's still those, run-of-the-mill cash grabs, but we don't want that from the MHA IP. We already had a game that was basically a cash grab, being this one. Absolutely outstanding gameplay, absolutely outstanding everything, but nothing to show for it beyond that. 1 year of content, and then absolutely letting the game die as it is, and not releasing a single thing since that mark. Again, promoting yourself as a gacha game and then not having anything to show for it beyond that is pretty depressing. You have the other game being this one, not a cash grab. Game still gets content, game still does great for what it is. A pretty fun game to play on the side. I like it, but again, do we still have that main IP gacha from what is MHA being an outstanding IP? What's going to happen there? We'll have to let our eggs stay in KLAB's basket, and hopefully they do something amazing with it. Again, they are making a JoJo's game, they're making a MHA game, and they have other games coming soon too. So for what it is, hopefully the game does release pretty well, pretty soon, and has some pretty good quality to it. But I don't know if it's going to survive what we have currently coming up. There's a lot of games that will be giving a lot of competition to gachas out here. Remember that. Soul Residence, Origin, there's a pretty big titles coming soon. So let's see what happens.